So I said you wouldn't have to look at it, and I was going straight to audio, but here's my mug again. So I'm going to try something a little different again. I'm going to do the audio podcast, but I'm going to record my face. So there's video. I'm doing very no edit to low edit here, just enough that at least what I'm saying makes sense. I'm not really thinking about what I'm going to talk about. I'm just kind of freely talking this week. I have plans for the next few weeks in terms of what posts are going to be. So this is a one-off. I'm trying something new. I just want to talk with you guys about what's going on, all the plans that I have, some things I'm getting a little worried about and a little stressed about, and things that are going well. So consider this just a check-in, just a journal of how things are going. So I'm recording this on Wednesday, the day before I release it. It gives me a little bit of time to edit it, but like I said, I'm not planning on doing too much to get the video up to snuff. I have my lights here to make myself look pretty and backlight my beard a little bit. But other than that, I'm not really focused on the sheen of things, because for a while I was thinking I'm going to really push to do well on YouTube. And that's not really what I'm worried about. I don't think YouTube is the be all end all. And that's really where I was pushing this whole newsletter. I was making more of a video host than actually just sharing what's going on. I was really trying to pick trendy topics and do all that. And I'm doing that with all the shorts. If you've been following my shorts that I've been doing on socials, I'm still trying to push buttons and ask questions and do all that fun stuff while sharing a lot of the process. But really what I'm trying to do here is tell you exactly what's going on with me today. So I'm just going to go project by project and kind of tell you where we're at with everything and my feelings about it all. It'll be real simple. Next week, you can expect more of a prepared post, but this week I'm just going to freewheel it and let you know my thoughts. So let's start with Big Smoke Pulp Volume 2. So a lot of people backed this a while ago and they haven't received anything from me. And this is not a position I'm used to being in. Normally, I have books done and they just get shipped out to people as soon as they're done. This time, there's been a lot of little nagging things I've had to correct. I'm not blaming the authors or anything. A lot of it's on my end. Majority of it's on my end, to be fair. But there were things that I had to fix. The authors sent little corrections and it took way too long to get to all of that. And then I messed with the formatting and I changed this and I changed that. And it didn't go as smoothly as Volume 1 did, to the point that I don't know if I'm going to do Volume 3, at least not on an annual basis. Maybe a while before we ever do Volume 3. But yeah, it's not done yet. My hope is to get surveys out by the time you're watching this or shortly after, at least an update as to when those surveys will be out. And then the digital copy will come in next week. So that's the EPUB and the PDF. Print copies will then be in production shortly after. But this is way later than I had planned to do it. Normally I set the delivery time on Kickstarter campaigns 2 or 3 months beyond where I actually think they're going to land in people's hands. This time I used up that time and I'm not even there yet. It's not 100% complete. And the only reason this happened is because of all the good things that have been happening with Pesto Comics. This foray into the direct market has taken up much of my energy. And that's reasonable. It's a very important thing. It's a very big thing. And I need it to be successful, focusing on it more than anything else, even the things that I owe people, like copies of Big Smoke Pulp. So that's going to be done. It's going to be done very soon. I'm very happy to finally get that in people's hands and let people read all the really cool stories. And I apologize to all the authors that were expecting their stories a little sooner in the year, but it'll be out there and it'll be excellent. And the quality will be exactly where I want it. And that's really what's been holding it up, is that I wanted to make sure it was the book I envisioned in my head that was getting out there. So it took a little bit extra time. And I think that is the joy of crowdfunding, that you can take the time to make sure that people are getting the best version of something that you can possibly deliver. Where with the direct market, you have deadlines and you got to hit them. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about From Parts Unknown, #1. So I say that, but I don't mean to disparage any of the books that I'm putting out there, at least. I know that what I'm doing, I've already put a ton of energy into making them the best they can possibly be. It's been about 18 months since I actually looked at the art and the lettering and all that in that book, and there were some improvements I could make. So I've done so. So the version that will be on store shelves doesn't quite match the version that came out with the Kickstarter, for the better. I think the direct market version is the best foot forward version that I could get out there. I'm really excited to share that with everyone and to see the improvements in how far I've come in my writing and how far we've come with the art. And I actually got a new letterer on board to redo all the lettering in there and make that look a lot better than when I did my pass on it. So it'll be a big improvement. It'll be great. Even just the production design on it is a huge improvement. So I'm very excited for people to see what happens when there's a team behind the books. As much as I can do things well myself, and with the help of Daniel and JP in that, having that extra little rocket boost through Prana and the folks that they've connected us with, it's really going to make a big difference in terms of the book you're getting in your hands. We're also doing a couple extra special things. This first issue, we have some extra pages in the back. So we're going to do a little bit of a profile explaining from parts unknown and who Pesto Comics is and all that cool stuff. But for issue 2, and this is a preview just for you guys watching or listening, we're going to have a letters page. So I'll be collecting letters through the month, and we'll have a letters page, a Q&A type thing, like the old school comics. So that's something I never thought I'd get to do. But just in terms of the way printing works and all that, with Transcontinental, who's our printer, so they print all the Marvel and DC books too, which is wild. But they get a cheaper price for doing more pages. So we're going to use the pages. And what better way to use them than to talk to you guys in print? So if you want your name in print, let me know. We'll figure something out. We'll get you in the letters pages. So that's a preview just for you guys following. And then of course there's the live project that's happening right now, Snip. It's doing really well. We're almost at $4,000 Canadian, which covers much of the costs of the production of the book, which is exactly what we were hoping for. We get to make those exclusives for folks. We're going to use higher quality paper than we do with a direct market. The covers have less stuff going on. So we really thought of ways to make the Kickstarter special so that we're still getting a different experience. And hopefully the Kickstarter one is a little bit of a premium experience. And then the one in the direct market, you get all those extra little features that we can't do via Kickstarter, the letters page and all that stuff. So it should be interesting having 2 products that are the same but different. So I'm excited to share those with everybody. One thing I've fallen off with this campaign is sending updates. I've been busy with everything else and really coming up with things to say when there's not much to say. It's really tough. Normally you could share some progress updates or this or that. I find I do more updates after the campaign ends than during the campaign. So it does suck for cross promotion because people are like, hey, let's share followers and all that. And when I never do updates, it's hard to do cross promotion. So it's something I'm trying to get better at, but I don't send too many updates during the campaign. It's something I always have to remind myself that I am not my own customer. I don't love getting constant updates. I already back your book. I don't need you to tell me something new every day, but that's me. And I know that's just me being a weird person, and I'm imagining everybody feels the same, and that's probably not the case. So I imagine people want to update here and there. So I'm going to do better. I'm going to try to send one out after recording this. So again, I'm recording this on Wednesday. So if you get it tonight, that I've done it, or on Thursday, along with the newsletter. But I don't want to constantly bombard people. And I'm already doing that on socials. I'm really trying to ramp up. So I have enough content out there if you want to follow me. So just doing updates through Kickstarter, I feel like is excessive, but maybe that's just me. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but it's one thing I regret. I think I at least need to do an update every week or so. And I haven't done that. I did one off the bat to say thank you for funding, and I haven't talked since. So there'll be one coming out soon. And then one at the end to thank everybody. But 3 in a whole campaign, I feel like that's not a lot. Maybe one more would have been enough. I'm rambling a bit. So what's next? Next is Naked Kaiju Woman number 3. So Raphael's hard at work. I had a plan to launch that within a week or so of the end of Snip. I don't think we're going to hit that deadline. I like to have the books done before I launch the campaign. And arguably I could launch the campaign knowing that 90% of the book is done, but JP hasn't received all the inks yet in order to finish the book. And I don't want to do anything until I know that the book will be done. So Naked Kaiju Woman 3 waits just a little bit longer and unfortunately pushes the whole slate down a little bit. We're still okay for the direct market. From Parts Unknown goes right through to September, and then Snip follows that. And Ricardo's already delivering pages on issue 3. So he's been very consistent, and I can rely on him getting pages to me on time. So I know that we'll have books through the year on shelves. So I'm good there. What I'm a little bit worried about now, and again, my fault, is the books that come after. So after that, I have the book Crimson Frontier. There's a pre-launch available right now as well. And you can see it's an image that I put together of Mars and a little ship flying down. It's a placeholder image. It's not anything from the book. And the reason for that is because Daniel's the artist on the book. However, there's no script that I've given them yet. It's written. It's all written and it's ready to go. I just haven't gotten into a level that I'm comfortable handing it off to them yet. So it's my fault. Daniel would have been done by now. If I handed it off to him when I said I would, he easily would have drawn the whole book and he would have been happy to. It's something I got to get over. I got to get it done and get it to Daniel so that I can continue this trend of getting things on shelves. If you read my post or watched the video at the beginning of the year, you also know that I have even more artists working on books. So I have Nate Walkington, who actually just today sent the first 12 pages of Prime Cut. However, he has a newborn coming, so I don't know that he'll be able to deliver the rest of the books on the timeline he hopes to, which again is understandable. I totally get that. But I could understand him having his hands full and maybe not having as much time to draw. So I may have to shift when that book comes out, because again, I want to make sure that the book's done before I ever hit launch, and especially before I set dates for the direct market. I have to rethink and reschedule that a bit. And then, of course, there's my book with Mattia Monaco. So we've been working on this for about a year already, on and off. He's been having some great success with Mad Cave and the book he's doing there. I already told him I'm reaching out to him and we're doing this book. It's happening. However, I haven't delivered him scripts again. So I need to get him engaged. I need to make sure that he's getting started so that we can finish this book together. And then, of course, there's another book with my buddy, Roberto Villacava. I owe him scripts as well. That one is a sword and sorcery book, something that I'm not used to writing. And if it's inspired by anything, it's inspired by things that it probably shouldn't be. You know, Xena, the warrior princess, and Hercules, and those TV shows of that ilk. It's not the modern stuff, nor is it the classic stuff. It's this weird in between. It's a copy of a copy. I get that. And I'm trying to get that vibe out of it and make it something a little more traditional. I'm working on it, but that's just me being honest with you. I can feel the influence of the copy, and I'm really trying to get past that so that it's something a little more unique. So again, someone who's not actively working on the project right now because I'm holding them back. So I think the whole point of this is that I am the thing holding most projects back. And I get that. And I'm also trying to manage my own burnout so I don't become a full stop on all these projects. It's really important that I can keep working so that I can keep all these people working. And I realize the responsibility of that. And I'm really trying to manage it well so that all this can keep going. I think we're in good shape. I think we're on the right path. I think things are going okay, but they could be going better. I'm trying to get it to better. But first, I'm going on vacation. So I am gone this weekend. I am doing the bad Canadian thing and I'm going over the border, but I'm doing it to watch some hockey. So I feel like that's a mea culpa. But nonetheless, I will be on vacation. I will not think about comics for a couple days, but I'm also visiting a couple shops out there. So if you've been following the Pesto Comics Roadshow, expect to see those. So I'm going to relax. I'm going to come back and I'm going to be extra refreshed and ready to bang out everything that needs to be done and make sure everybody gets the books they expect in their hands and all the artists get the scripts that they're waiting on, and everything can go a little bit smoother once I can take a step back and relax and make sure that I have everything in order. So with all that said, I want to thank you for listening as I kind of just riffed. I let you know what was going on. Next week, I'll have a lot more of a point to everything I've been talking about. I'm going to talk about the roadshow and all the comics and all that again. And then the following week, well, that's FOC week. So we're going to talk about the first FOC Pesto Comics has ever had and what that all means and this journey into the direct market and how all that is feeling and affecting me and all that. So maybe that'll be a little more focused, but also a little more loose because I just want to tell you exactly how I'm feeling right at the moment. So I haven't recorded it yet and I don't plan to until we're a lot closer to it. I can't wait to share it all with you when that happens. But for now, I want to thank you for being here. I'm going to go on vacation and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.